we finally know what Google Stadia actually is. After months of rumors, speculation, bickering back and forth, we finally know what Stadia is going to look like come this holiday, come November. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about what we found out from this event, what we know, what my thoughts are about the event, and if Google Stadia convinced me to jump the ship into the cloud gaming future. So with that, what is Google Stadia? Is it a Netflix-like service that a lot of people thought it was going to be, myself included? No, it is not a Netflix for gaming. There is a streaming portion, like a Netflix-like service, but it is a marketplace in which you buy games similar to, your Xbox or your PlayStation. It's just that the console doesn't exist. You're just all through the internet hub in an Android device. So your Chromecast, your tablets, your Android phones, anything that's not like an Apple product, you got it. You're going to be able to play Stadia perfectly, hopefully fine. So, okay, what if you want to stream at 4K, 60 FPS, HDR, surround sound, all that goodness? You're going to need 35 megabits up to do that. In order to stream at 1080p, you're going to need 20 megabits up. And then in order to stream at 720, you will need to have 10 megabits up to stream at that rate. Then there are Google Stadia Pro, and that is their streaming-like service akin to Game Pass. Right now, the only game on that list is Destiny 2 with all of its DLC. None of the games that we saw on stage was going to be on that Google Pro platform. So that is going to run you at $10. Now that is interesting because it's actually locked. You can't get 4K quality if you're not a Stadia Pro member. So it's locked at $9.99. Is it the best price in the world? Well, depending on what their games are, possibly. Then they announce a Founders Pack, which includes a Chromecast Ultra, a controller, a refer a friend code, and then 3 months of the Stadia Pro membership. That's going to run you at $129.99, and then the controller itself will run you $69. Wow, hello, dollars American. So with that, that's all the stats you need for Google Stadia. So again, this is not a Netflix service. This is a marketplace. It is relatively, depending on where you live, pretty inexpensive to play games on the go or just without a console. Now, they showed a lot of games. They showed Baldur's Gate 3, which they said was exclusive reveal. The game is not an exclusive. The only game I believe they showed that was an exclusive is the game Guilt. But they also showed Mortal Kombat 11, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, again, Guilt, Get Packed, Division 2, Destiny 2, and a few other games I may have missed. So with that, all that said, all that out of the way, how did I think of this Stadia Connect? I thought the presentation was weird. It was really disjointed. We had Phil Harris talk about the future of the cloud, and then we cut to this exclusive reveal, and then we cut to him talking about the speed you're going to need for Google Stadia. It's normal at this point, but then it cuts back to gameplay, and then it cuts to Phil Harrison again talking about the speeds you need, and then talking about the controller, and then cuts back to gameplay, then cuts back to Phil talking about the price of the controller, then cuts to this guy, what is this? Jason! I think his name is, I don't know. And Jason talks about the Founders Pass or setup, whatever. And then it cuts to Destiny, and then it cuts back to the Founders setup, and it's like, there's the price. And then Google Pro, like, it was just, the presentation was disjointed, and it just didn't need to be. I thought the games they showed, and they also had like this graphic of all the developers and publishers backing Stadia, was cool. You needed that. We have big names like 2K, EA, Activision, Ubisoft, Bethesda, all the big names and even some smaller ones you don't, backing Google Stadia. Cool. They definitely needed to show that support. Did they show any games that made me go, whoa, I need to play this on Google Stadia? In the beginning, Baldur's Gate 3, but now finding out that that's not exactly a Google Stadia exclusive, no. There was no game shown here that I can't play on my PlayStation 4 or my Xbox One. So no, I was not going, whoa, I need Stadia. The information was just not clear. Like, I actually had to look up what Stadia Pro actually was after the event because I, honest to God, was confused by it. I was confused by a lot of the messaging they were throwing out about what Stadia Pro actually was. And when you found out, really what Google Stadia is just a marketplace. That's really it. And there's no big exclusives that make me want to go over to Google Stadia. You got yourself a problem there. So right off the bat, coming out of this event, I'm glad for the clarity, but the clarity has shown me that Google Stadia is just not for me, not right now. I mean, they talk about the internet you're going to need. Over here, I run on gigabit. I'm in the tri-state area. So the internet speeds for me, I can do all of those speeds relatively fine. But if you get out of the tri-state area, you're not going to pull off 4K that easily, or even in a lot of places, 1080p that easily. So for me, I look at Stadia, I'm just like, I don't know. And there was even points where we're just streaming this video, right? We're just streaming the event itself on YouTube. And again, I run on gigabit, don't like to brag. But like there was parts in the video where there was hit with bufferings, there was hit with frame rate drops, there was hit with like, just like I was at 4K 1 minute and then below 720 the next. And I was just thinking while I'm watching this stream, I can't help but be skeptical going, well, if I'm having a problem running this game or running this video with thousands of people watching, what's it going to be like when I'm playing Destiny 2 with thousands of people in that world, right? Like that is the thing that I was not sold on. And to be completely honest, I'm not sold on Stadia, not one bit. I don't think it gives me anything any other competitor can't give me. In fact, the competitors can give me at least some type of just quality in terms of, I know I'm not going to get into a random frame rate drop or a random quality drop just because my internet drops a little bit. So yeah, this Stadia event, I wasn't particularly sold. Now, with that said, if you're happy for Stadia, go for it. Be happy. Don't let me deter you from your happiness. You know, this is just not a day one buy for me. And when I say that, I'm going to be a hypocrite. I'm going to try it out day one, but that's because I have a YouTube channel and a podcast, right? I am not going to, if I was a general populace, if I was just watching this and I didn't have any of those things, I wouldn't be buying this day one. So like as a consumer, no, I'm going to try it just to make a video and then just say goodbye to it. That's how I feel about Stadia so far. Again, it could win me over maybe when I try it out, but I really think people need to try this out. I really would have liked if this Connect goes at the end of this conference, you can sign up for beta signups to see it for yourself or go to these Connect events near you, you know, and try it out firsthand, because I'm still so skeptical. And I see a lot of people right now on social media are continuingly to be just skeptical on what they saw today. So with that said, yeah, no, I wasn't sold on this event, wasn't sold on Stadia, but I want to know what your guys and gals thoughts are down below. Are you sold with Stadia? Are you still on the fence? Are you just hesitant? Is this just a hard no for you? Let me know in the comment section down below. That's what I really care about. Honest to God, I was surprised there's no achievements or trophies. Yikes. That's a big yikes. I love me a trophy, you know? So with that, I want to know what your thoughts are down below. And with that, here at Bad Bit Games, we do all things in videos in sorts like breaking news, rants, impressions, should you buys, a PlayStation podcast called The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. So if you like all that, then please hit like, share, subscribe. Helps me out, shows me that you care. And with all that said, and with all that out of the way, everybody keep your wits about you. Have a nice one.